will say it is a song of each and every politician. But Operation Dudula is going to do that simply in taking all the illegal foreigners back to their countries, opening the job for the South Africans. That is why I am saying we should go to Operation Dudula. And it doesn't sing that thing. Presently, it is practical. There is many young people, young South Africans that are already placed in the job places by Operation Dudula. I can refer many companies around Gauteng, where we've got our youth being employed there, not being in the parliament presently, but not yet having gone to the votes, but still we have already proven that we can put our South African youth into the workplaces. Again, we're going to return the hijacked buildings that are taken by the foreigners to the South Africans. Commander Tshwane.
Thank you. So I'm going to throw a question that starts with you, Masedi. Who funds you and what kind of influence do they have in your decision making as an organization?
Presently, Operation Dudula doesn't have a funder. It funds itself through membership and the donation that we give to the party. So we do not have any funder. But still, under that circumstances, we are optimistic and confident that we are going to win these elections of 2024.
Thank you. So that question means, are you declaring openly that you have never received external sources?
Without no fear, yes. We never.
Operation Dudula has never in its existence received sources outside its organization, meaning 100% of all its operational cost comes from membership fees.
That is correct. It comes from our members.
Thank you very much. Tshwane Parliament, your time starts now.
About funding?
Yes.
We are the residents. We don't have funders. We are not captured. So whatever we do, we crowd fund. We just help one another with those small donations that we have, because we don't have big operations. I mean, remember, we are not on the ballot yet. We don't require those millions yet, but we are organizing ourselves. When the time comes, we'll have that discussion. But currently, nobody can fund the community. Instead, they want money they steal from us. They are all stealing from us. So we don't have, imagine if we have a funder, they'll be collapsing it. So we are safe. Hence, we're not campaigning for anything, because I don't believe if I wanted to go to parliament, I would need to be on a ballot paper or on a billboard somewhere. I'll just go to the parliament, because people dictate that people shall govern. I'm telling you, even now, if I were to go to national, it's a promise that I can tell you now. If I want to go to parliament tomorrow, I don't need to be campaigning. I'll be going there. How? I'll tell you when the time comes. Because I've been lobbied so many times to say, come. I don't want that, because I'm incorruptible. I represent the people with ethical leadership he's talking about. Morning, commanders.
All right, thank you.
Mweta Bill.
Yes.
You asking about funding?
Yes.
All right. No,
yes.
We can call it broadly so. I'm not sure. I'll also try to be broadly so.
Yes.
Because I don't want brutality. I'm sitting next to a soldier here. Leadership.
Maybe.
So yeah. So regarding the issue of funding, we made a plea with South Africans to say, South Africans, it was back then in 2021 to say, look, South Africans, we have a very big project to undertake, a project to rescue South Africa, a project to fix South Africa. But looking at the amount of money that we have, it was next to nothing. So we opened a plea to the whole South Africans to say, South Africans, anyone who wants to fund us, who believes in our policies, can you please come forward? So yes, we also deal from the funding from the communities, but there are those who would be more privileged, who may be very generous, and then we also put the terms and conditions when you assist us. You are assisting us because you want South Africa to be fixed. That's the reason for your contribution towards us. Now, if you contribute, you cannot come with the terms and conditions. No. We simply tell you, we are not for sale. So we are not for sale. We're simply asking for donations, just like everybody else has asked for a donation. So yes, we don't have a specific funder. We continually ask for donations from South Africans, of course. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Which are the most important institutions to safeguard the democratic South Africa? It starts with you, Action SA. The most important institution that you think these ones will help guard this democratic country.
Yeah, okay, no, it's fine. Even that one is at least amongst our priority areas or one of our principles, core value. We premise it on the one, professionalizing the public service is part of our core values. Number two is the rule of law. We must at all times observe the rule of law. So the rule of law has those institutions. So you look at your judicial system, you look at your independent bodies that oversee how government operates. For an example, the ICU. We want to bring back the Scorpions because we believe they were doing a wonderful job. We look at the independent electoral commission. You look at the likes of Public Protector. So you look at such kind of institution, there must be some segregation of duties and powers, right? So it is of utmost importance to ensure independence, high independence of each of these institutions so that they are not contaminated. I mean, if you imagine the IEC law is contaminated. So before we start voting, we'll be knowing who will win the votes. So independence of those institutions, we take it to the highest value. That is why we even included it as part of our core values to say, put us in government. Every institution that is mandated to do a certain specific duty, we will make sure that it does perform those duties without any fear or favor. So yes, the courts, the judicial system, the police system, and everything else that is independent, and government must be left to run the government without even interfering in the private sector space. Thank you.
Thank you very much. LASCA, the same question.
I'm going to be straight to the point. We
Yes,
need to
please.
focus on education institution. South African curriculum is wrong. Our children knows nothing about politics, number one. That's why there's this voter apathy from youth, because they're despondent because politicians are so greedy about information because they just want to rule and govern. So we need to start formalizing our education system, teach our children not to depend on the government, like introducing entrepreneurship. You know, if we can actually get this economic factor correctly, then South Africa would be a better place to live. Because as we speak, I'm having a very serious problem with economics, political economics. How they calculate things doesn't make sense. Give me 350, where do you get that money? Because country doesn't have money. So the children need to know how money actually operates. They need to be taught on economic factors, on investment, on self-reliance. And the second one is the judicial system. Political parties are interfering in judicial system. Hence, there's a high rate of crime. So if you can focus on those two initially, others will follow. I mean, if your child knows, like China, knows how to fix cell phones and all, now we are depending on undocumented foreigners to fix our phones. But if we teach our kids on entrepreneurship, we're relying on our own children, investing, and then the economy will revolve and circulate amongst ourselves like they do. It's not that it doesn't require rocket scientists. It just requires passion to actually start correctly, not start by asking for power without empowering people. We need to empower youth and fix our judicial system. Then the country will be run efficiently.
Before your time is over, how does that relate to safeguarding our democracy?
I don't know what to talk about democracy because the current president actually poked holes during Codesa. So we don't have democracy.
Let's let it pass.
Okay.
The next one. Thank you. The same question.
Yes, I would think we should start by the Constitution, which is the umbrella that governs all the institutions. If you could remember, Operation Dudula, there's no institution that Operation Dudula never went to. We went to all the institutions, we have talked to all the institutions, but they do not respond positively. That is why we decided that we should move from a civic organization to a political party so that we go and sit with them into the parliament and talk to them face to face about all these failure institutions. Because presently, all the institutions of South Africa, they're ineffective. Now, we are going to make them to be effective by first changing the constitution, especially the phrase that says South Africa belongs to all who live in it. We are saying South Africa belongs to South Africans. So that is how we are going to attend to all the institutions and be regulated by various regulations of different institutions.
Thank you very much. So let's talk about commissions of inquiry. It has become a fashion in this dispensation of the 30 years of ANC rule to use commissions of inquiry to do investigations and other judicial processes. We are currently battling Phala. Phala has been stolen in parliament, has been stolen in courts, people don't know what to do. If you win government, would you do a commission of inquiry, or you will straight up arrest the Phala culprits, starting with, of course, the President Cyril Ramaphosa? What will be your stance? Thank you.
Look, it has been proven that these things of commission of inquiry is just another way of stealing the South Africans' money. People are looting money through commissions of inquiries. They are too expensive, all these commissions. Why don't we give each and every institution responsible for that particular thing to deal with it? For instance, the one of Phala, it should be SIU, South African Police Services, and the judiciary that should deal with that. But now it goes up to SARS, and it turns around to find that the president has nothing to do with that, because they are used to playing with the South Africans' mind. So the only way that we are going to deal with it, each and every institution has to deal